Hey guys, welcome to the Awakened Reality, and you're with Krishwan. And today we're going to be talking about inspired action versus forced action. And which one is good, which one do you want to take, and which one do you not want to take. I'm going to talk about where they come from, what effect they have towards the total outcome, and which one would be the better option to take to get a positive outcome, a good outcome. You understand that everything is energy, and if we choose to maintain a good energy, a good vibe, a positive vibe, it attracts positive energy due to the law of attraction, right? So if you do not know what the law of attraction is, Google it, check it out. I think I have some videos based upon it. Or you can YouTube it. And the law of attraction is that when you put out a particular energy, that energy attracts energy like it. As in, when you put out the energy, you're literally creating a reality similar to the energy you are. So if you put out a good energy, you're creating a reality, you're creating outcomes that are similar to the energy you're portraying out. If you believe in something really firmly, if you believe in your business really firmly, and when you sell your business on belief, with complete 100% belief in your business, you tend to get more clients, more customers, because your customers get the energy of belief from you and they pitch in. So like that. So any energy that you put out, you see a reflection of it as your reality, as in and a lot of these energies could be blocked as well, for which the reflection comes back the same way as well. So coming to the thing of inspired action versus forced action, inspired action comes from a place where your vibration is good, as in you're inspired to do it. So when you're inspired to do something and when you're forced to do something, what happens is, when you're inspired to do something, you feel good about it, you feel excited about it. Now this good energy that you have can only generate a good outcome due to the law of attraction. Because if you're holding a good energy, if you're holding an excited energy, if you're holding an energy of joy and you want more excitement, and then you're taking inspired action out of that excitement, you're literally in that energy of joy, and you're continuing its momentum to create more energy of joy. And when you're creating more energy of joy, that is what is reflecting back. So when you're taking inspired action, it's inspired, you're inspired, yes, let me do this. You feel this urge, I want to do this now, I want to do that now, I want to do that now, and you feel good about it. When you feel good about it, that feeling is an indicator that you're already in that energy of goodness, and you want to continue it forth by taking the action meant to continue it. That's why you're excited about it and you want to do it. So when you're in that vibration, all that you can attract, all that you can create, the reality that you can create is only a reality that will benefit you and make you even more joyous, make you even more happy, and make you or maintain you in the same vibration that you're choosing to create, right? And so inspired action comes from this vibration of, I want to be happy, and I'm excited to do this, and I'm excited to do more. It comes from that expression of joy, that feeling of joy. And the feeling is like an indicator. If you've not seen my video about, follow this and you live a happy life, it's about going through your inner guidance system, and your body is literally your inner guidance system, telling you what feels good and what not feels good, and what path to take and what not to take. If you don't feel good, it's just kind of like telling you, hey, you want to do something that feels good. Because when you do something that feels good, it's a path of least resistance to what you want, to where you want to get. And where you're going to get, of course, is a joyous place, is a place of maybe happiness and excitement and accomplishment. So when you're taking an inspired action, this inspired action is coming from a good vibration, it's coming from a high vibration, it's coming from a joyous vibration. So the outcome when you're taking inspired action after inspired action after inspired action after inspired action, every moment after moment, you take inspired actions and you just tune into your body and you follow what's going good. I feel like doing this, I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that, I feel like making this video right now, and so I'm making this video. And when you do that, you can only reach an outcome that is of the same vibration that you are, which is joyous, which is happy, which is successful, which is feeling abundant. If you're feeling abundant now and you're taking an inspired action out of that feeling of abundance, you're only going to land in more abundance, because that action is a result of your vibration like urging you to do that action, to maintain that vibration, to continue that vibration. But when you take a forced action, when you do a forced action, when you force yourself, you're many a times in a sense of lack. You see, I'm lazy and I have to do this. Okay, let me force myself to do this. When you're forcing yourself to do this, there's always resistance. There's always, you don't feel good about it. As in, if it's a good thing, you feel like, okay, yeah, I'll force myself, it's supposed to be good. You're saying it's supposed to be good, but how are you feeling at that moment is what is important. In that moment, at that second of taking that forced action, you don't feel like doing it because you're forcing yourself to do it. Otherwise, you would be doing it. It would be an inspired action and not a forced action, right? But when you're forcing yourself to do that action, you don't feel good because you're forcing yourself. You're forcing yourself to do something and the body doesn't want to do it at that moment of time. So it's against the resistance, as in it's against the flow. What is the flow? The flow is constantly going after the good moment to reach the good result and the good future and the good moments later on, the continued good moments journey. But when you're acting from a place of, when you're taking a forceful action, you're taking an action based on something that's telling you have to get up and do it. Otherwise you're not going to have money, you're not going to have that, you're not going to do this. Yes, it can be motivation, yada yada. But still, the action that you take during that time comes from a vibration that is in a state of resistance. As in, it comes from a vibration where you are in a state of, I need that, I need this, my light just went off, but still gonna continue. Hold on. Okay, so we're working with a little lesser light here, but who cares? I mean, the content is what is very important. And so, getting back to it, forced action comes from a place of resistance. It comes from a place where you don't want to do something and you're forced to do it, and since you're forcing yourself to do it, it comes from a lack or a fear of something. If I don't do this, then maybe I'm never going to get a job, or if I don't do that, I'm never going to get that, I'm never going to get this. And though it can be motivation for many people, yes, but when they take the action, they're taking it from a place of lack. They're taking it from a place of, I'm not satisfied. And what happens is, when you have that energy of I'm not satisfied, yeah, you may do the things, you can from that place of I'm not satisfied, you can move to the place of I am satisfied by accomplishing that particular task. But once again, when you're doing the task, that task's energy is starting from a place of I am not satisfied. So you may get the job, but later on you might feel that that job is not right for you. Or when you're making a forced action, it's usually, if you're choosing to switch your energy later on, and then choosing to switch your thoughts about, that's a different thing. You're choosing to switch from a bad energy to a good energy, and obviously the bad energy will leave at that point of time. But if you're taking a forced action, that forced action's result is going to have an energy from which the action was taken. Do you get me? Like, if the action was taken from a place of dissatisfaction, or a place of lack, or a place of neediness, or which is mostly the case because they are forcing yourself. Even when you're forcing yourself to do something, you're forcing yourself because there's an underlying reason behind it, and that reason usually is from a state of lack. Others you'll be happy, right? Others you won't force yourself. It will be inspired action. You'll be like, I want to get up and do it now. But if it's forced action, you're forcing yourself because somebody told you that, hey, if you don't do this, maybe you're gonna sit at home and be a potato couch potato or whatever. So it's coming from a place of lack, and when it's coming from a place of lack, the output can only be a continuation of the lack unless you choose to change it later on. But when you're taking a action from a place of a lower vibration, from a place of resistance, the next action is, the following vibration of that outcome is going to be one with resistance. Maybe you get an opportunity that just slips away, or you're working a job that is boring and is not really your cup of tea. You have to force yourself to go get a job, but when you forced yourself to go get a job, you were desperate for a job, and when you were desperate for a job, you acted from a place of desperation, so you choose to take in whatever job you got, and then you ended up in a job that you didn't like, and then it just goes on like that from there. You see? So when you're taking an action, a forced action a forced action is usually from a place of resistance, from a place of dissatisfaction or unease or fear or worry or anxiety or stress or anything that is causing resistance to the flow, which is the flow meaning the goodness, the good vibration. It's going to land up in something that will continue to keep that underlying vibration, as in continue to keep that resistance in place. So I'm not saying never try taking forced action, and so when you're taking forced action, the repercussion, the outcome could be similar to it has to be, due to law of attraction, it has to be similar to the energy that you're taking the action from, and so that can act as a self-correcting mechanism. Okay, so now I need to understand this difference between inspired action and forced action, and maybe I have to take it. So there is all negatives are positives, all negatives are like self-correcting mechanisms, but if you don't have to go that path if you listen to this video, because you know about it now, and so when you take an inspired action, it takes you to the destination you're choosing to be at, which is a good place, because you're taking the inspired action from a good energy, and the destination that you're choosing to be at is also of the similar nature, the good energy. And so when you're taking inspired action after inspired action after inspired action after inspired action, you reach the destination even faster than if you're choosing to take forced action and forced action and forced action. It also comes to the simple understanding that this understanding, this you would know without even like me having to explain the energy part of it. But when you're taking a forced action, it's usually like less productive. You'll find yourself that it's just less productive. You'll find when you're doing something for not because you want to do it, but when you're doing something for the sake of doing it or forcing yourself to do it, there's always an uneasiness in the mind, and so the mind creates that energy, and so whatever reality you see back reflects that energy, and so you'll have less productivity, which simply is the answer for why you get less productivity when you're taking a forced action, because the energy behind it is forced. It's coming from a place of resistance. It's coming from a place of I don't want to be doing this, but I'm doing this because of some limiting belief system that I've chosen to believe. You see, the world is abundant. Everything is abundant. Everything is energy. So you can have what you want. Definitely, 100%. You can have anything you want. But you have to understand that you can have, and you have to believe in. You have to know that you can have everything you want, and act from that understanding of abundance. That understanding of when you're having that abundance, you're also having that happiness, and when you're having the happiness amongst everything else, you're accepting of everything. When you're having a happiness inside, you're having a good happiness, and now from that happiness, you feel like doing something. That is the inspired action you want to follow. And as you follow this inspired action, you will reach the destination that you want to be in, which is, let's say, a good destination, obviously. And you will reach there because that energy vibe of that destination will be the same as the energy vibe of the inspired actions you're constantly taking one after the other. You see? So this is the difference between inspired and forced action. Forced action leads you to more resistance. Why? Because you're taking it from a place of resistance. You're taking it from a place of uneasiness. So it's going to result in more uneasiness. The energy is just going to reflect itself onto the world. Onto the world that you see, onto your reality, and you're going to be like, oh, this is my reality, and you're going to follow it, and it's going to take you to more uneasiness unless you choose to switch, right? And unless you choose to switch to a good vibe, and from a good vibe, inspired action. And inspired action itself is coming from a good place, from a happy place, from a I want to do this place, I'm excited to do this place, I have so much fun doing this place. So when you're doing that, it naturally leads you, it keeps you in the same vibration of goodness, happiness, joy, abundance, and it leads you to wherever you want to be as well. And whoever you want to be on planet Earth, right? So that's the difference between inspired action and forced action. We'll wrap it around here. And I do spiritual life coaching lessons, sessions. If you want to take a spiritual life coaching session, hit me up, and hit me up through the type flow.page/Krishwan on your web browser, click enter, flow.page/Krishwan, and you can contact me via WhatsApp, via my social media, all the links are there, and you can also book a session through that. And if you're an Indian, you get a little bit off because the session prices are high. It's an international prices, and India's standard is a little lesser, and so I can get you because I'm in India myself, and you can hit me up on WhatsApp and you can get a lesser price. And these sessions are life-changing, life-transforming. You just get to understand so much of the universe, and you get to understand so much of yourself that at some point it's like you're creating your reality, and every second is you're aware and you're creating every second, right? What if you get the opportunity to create every second? The point is you already have the opportunity to create every second. You just have to wake up from all the fogginess that's there, and once you realize that you do have the opportunity to create every second, you can create every second. And the life coaching session takes you through a lot of stuff that you may want to heal as well. Look within yourself as to like what is stopping me, what is blocking me, and all that kind of stuff, good stuff. So I'll wrap it around. Thank you. If you like, subscribe, share it with people who need to see this, and that's about it. Bye.